nonprofit I work for did surprise layoffs last week to save money. Here's a solution: profit. All right, a little about me. I am suicidal, non-practicing. I did try practicing for a while in college, but it turns out it was just a phase. When I thought I was gonna do it, I called my friend and she didn't answer the phone. I'm okay, I'm still here. And she felt so bad that she was like, oh my God, I'll make it up to you. Let's do ecstasy. I lived in DC at the time, apparently, I don't remember. I spent 3 hours saying, take me to Lincoln, he's got a secret for me. Has anyone here ever done ecstasy? Liars. If you've ever taken ecstasy, next day, the come down is so bad, it's so brutal, you feel like so devastatingly depressed and suicidal. I remember thinking, oh my God, I was faking it before. Oh, that's what this feels like. Sorry I inconvenienced all those people. I am a gold star bisexual, which means for every 5 men I date, I consider a woman. My little sister is a lesbian because that's what little siblings do. They kind of take your thing and do it better than you. And for some reason, by the time she's doing it, your parents are like super chill about it. She came out to our parents during COVID over a Zoom call. At the very end of the call, she just goes, hey, by the way, Mom, Dad, I'm a lesbian, and hangs up and sort of leaves me there, like her PR manager, to sort of field any questions they might have about the whole thing. When I came out to my parents, I had to make a huge deal about it, and I took them out to the fanciest restaurant I could think of, which was a crab boil. And if you've been, you know, it's like you go, you order a bunch of seafood. I threw a couple sausages in the mix so they knew that was still an option. And then your fingers smell like the bottom of the ocean and Cajun seasoning for about 4 days. And I thought doing that experience with my parents would be like a really fun, beautiful, symbolic way for them to know I was going to be knuckles deep in a bunch of clam. The symbolism went over my mom's head, but my dad, he pulled me aside in the parking lot and he went, Lauren, I always knew we liked the same things. I went home to LA a couple months ago and I performed stand-up for my dad for the very first time, and he was in the audience, and I told that joke and I was really nervous before I did it. I get to the punchline and then from the back I hear, yeah, pussy! Thanks for that one, Dad. I have seriously dated 1 woman and 1 man, the max quota I have to hit. And people ask, they're like, what's the biggest difference? For me, it was the breakup. And not to be stereotypical at all, but when my ex-girlfriend and I broke up, we literally laid in bed 4 hours, caressing each other's faces and crying, and we thanked each other for the opportunity to have loved one another. And when my ex-boyfriend and I broke up, he threatened to kill himself 3 times. And 2 of those times were via an email that he signed best. I know it's not appropriate for me to give edits on a suicide note. I do actually think that maybe that's the one instance where sincerely is the way to go. I make fun of my ex-boyfriend a lot, just so you can get to know him. My ex-boyfriend is a type 1 diabetic, but he also used to yell at me in public a lot. So I'm actually super okay with the cost of insulin going up. Someone recently told me, they said, hey Lauren, that joke's kind of ableist, but don't worry, he was able to punch a lot of holes in our wall. I have a new boyfriend, he's here. When I got my new boyfriend, I texted the guy I was sleeping with before just to let him know, you don't have to do that. I really wanted to do that. He replied, he said, that's G. We can still be friends though, right? We were friends? I'm sorry, I can't imagine he found out we can't sleep together anymore and he was like, damn. Probably probably get to know her as a complex individual, though. I'm sure she's got lots of hobbies and interests we've never even talked about. I was going to the gynecologist recently because I was having pain during sex and Reddit wouldn't tell me why. And I go to the gynecologist and starts listing all the reasons as like why I might be experiencing that. She goes, oh, maybe you're allergic to latex, or I don't know, are you experiencing vaginal dryness, or is your boyfriend well endowed? And I was like, well, I guess he's pretty well endowed. And she goes, oh, well, I'll tell you your diagnosis right now. You're one lucky girl. And also, I have a severe latex allergy. My boyfriend and I recently had a very serious talk. I said, hey, if I got an abortion, you'd be supportive, right? And he goes, oh yeah, I have to be. I don't believe in child support. Hey, did you guys know there's a worse answer than no? So I've also kind of felt like he looped that one right back around to being about him. I love you, baby. Okay, what else did I want to talk about? I'm trying to be kinkier. Yeah, I figured I've cried during sex before. Maybe I'd like it on purpose. I bought nipple clamps. Has anyone here ever tried using nipple clamps before? Don't be shy. I recently found out the hard way, or I guess the soft way, your nipples have to be hard for those to stay on. Because when I tried using them, they kept falling off. And then I said out loud, I swear to God, normally my nipples are rock hard. And then I sat in front of his air conditioner and I flicked them as hard as I could. And he's sweet, he sits down next to me and he's rubbing my lower back and he's like, it's okay, we can just do penis stuff tonight. And then we did like every night. Don't high-five that. I once had a guy surprise me with stepfather-stepdaughter roleplay. If anyone here is thinking about trying that plot out, let a girl know ahead of time. Give her the rundown, because we were in the middle of penetration and he leaned forward and shushed me. A silent woman is a good woman. Sorry. He goes, shh, by the way, I'm your stepdad. And I've done improv before. So I was like, yeah, and mommy might come home. And he goes, what are you talking about? And I was like, I'm sorry. What are you talking about? You wanted to do this. I'm a girl who's game, and suddenly you're giving me direction and notes? Like, get back in me. Come on, Daddy, let's do it. I had my friend outside the door. I was like, knock in a couple seconds. He'll be really surprised. They'll turn him on. I tried being polyamorous for a while too, haven't we all? I was on field, I was being a third for couples. I figured if I couldn't get one individual interested in me, I might as well strengthen the bond of two people that already found each other. And couples on field who are trying to have a third make it very apparent whose idea it was. Because what they do is they put you in a group chat with the two of them, and then one of you texts you for the both of them. And they kind of talk to you like a hive mind alien, interacting with a human being for the very first time. Every text message is like, we think you're really interesting. And we would like to get to know you more. And we would like to probe you deeply with my penis. And then like 3 hours later, it's like, Samantha thumbs up a text. And then you never meet them in person. I have a decent amount of tattoos. My mom hates them. I do like to remind her that with all these, they'll be able to identify my body when I end up in that ditch she's always telling me about. People ask me why I get so many tattoos and they assume I have like a meaning and a reason. I don't. I just sleep with primarily dudes who have ADHD. and I had to give them something to focus on. You guys have been a blast. Thank you so much.